to see the increase in density happening in Ward 1 with some of the infrastructure issues we've seen, I get a little bit worried. We have a huge water main break this morning on Bowness Road where we're seeing a lot of density. I really wanted to make sure that land use items were still coming to council so that citizens could speak to things that are going on in their community, to look back and look at all the stuff I tried to do to defend my community. I have no regret. What worries me is what's it going to look like in a year from now.
Chief Housing Officer today told us that there's a need for the city to build trust after the whole rezoning. So how do you see that playing out?
I will say that the only people that are going to build trust with Calgarians are your elected officials. Elected officials direct policy. This was a direction from council. This was not something that came from administration. They were directed to do this work. So if the chief housing officer thinks that he can build that trust, I would say I would like to see him go out there and try to do that. I think it's important for the bureaucrats to do that. But trust is going to come from the people that are elected to be in these seats. And it's not going to be an easy go till next October. There's a lot of things in the housing strategy that are excellent, and it is delivering housing for Calgary. That was never my issue with the housing strategy. My housing strategy was removing the people from the process and speaking to things in their community, because this is like their single biggest investment is their community, their home. That was my whole issue with this. And so if that wasn't part of that, I don't think we'd have a trust issue. This was kind of pushed on Calgarians, and they weren't ready for it. And I know people say, well, change is hard. It is, to a point, but Calgarians built the city. So let them decide what needs to be moving forward when it comes to kind of redoing their communities, like the local area plans. We spend weeks and months on that. This housing strategy came so fast to cross a finish line with, I feel, intentions of some members of council to get it done because either they were going to run or they're not running. And so I give all credit to the new chief housing officer to get the strategy going in place, but building trust is going to come from the elected officials.